sir. Oh, yes, sir. We about to do it to him today in this video. We about to do it to him. Y'all already saw the title. Y'all already know how I get down with this series. We are literally, today, reviewing the best, well, yeah, it is the best. My favorite arc, at least, of all manga history. Yes, sir. We are talking about the Frieza arc today. Oh. We in for it. Oh, we really in for it now. What's up, you guys? Chase the Dark Sage here. Today we are back with another video, and in today's video we will be reviewing Dragon Ball Z, the Frieza arc. Now, if you haven't checked out my Dragon Ball review or my Saiyan arc review video, go ahead and check it out. I'll leave links in the description down below. But in today's video, we will be reviewing the arc right after the Saiyan arc, which this is a part 2 of the whole review series for Dragon Ball Z that we will be rolling out on the channel. I will be reviewing all of Dragon Ball Z, but after this arc right here, I'll be reviewing them in Saga. So you should expect 2 to 3 more Dragon Ball Z review videos. So after this one, we'll be doing the Cell/Android Saga, and then after that, we will be doing the Majin Buu Saga. And I just think it creates for a better review overall. I feel like the Frieza Saga was the one saga that I actually need to split up in 2, since I feel like the Saiyan Saga just holds so much weight on its own, and the Namek Saga, or the Namek portion of the Frieza Saga, holds so much weight on its own that I had to separate those two into 2 different reviews. So that's why the Frieza Saga is actually getting 2 reviews rather than the rest of the series actually getting a review for each saga itself. But like I said earlier in the video, this is my favorite saga/arc of all time in manga history, and I have a lot. Well, not a lot, because I don't want to make this video too long, but I have a good amount of stuff I want to talk about today in today's review. So I don't want to drag this any longer than it needs to be, because I really want to get into the meat and potatoes of this actual review. So if you are new to the channel, you have not already, go ahead, hit the subscribe button, post notification bell, like the video, and go ahead and follow me on all my other social media platforms. All my links will be in the description down below. So, let's go ahead and talk about Dragon Ball Z's Frieza arc. And as usual with all these reviews, I will be linking the timestamps down below in the description. So if you want to skip to a certain part, like the plot, the characters, my pros and cons, or my final verdict, you go ahead and do that. It will all be down there so that way you can check it out. And it just gives for a better actual viewing experience in case you need to dip out and need to come back in. So let's go ahead and start off with the plot. After the slaughter of the Z Warriors, Tien, Chaozu, Yamcha, and Piccolo, Krillin, Gohan, and Bulma set out to find another set of Dragon Balls on the planet Namek, homeworld of the Namekians. Among this journey, Vegeta, who was spared by the remaining Z Warriors, set out for the Dragon Balls on planet Namek as well to attain his wish of immortality. But as usual, there is a stronger and more terrifying force already on Namek looking for the Dragon Balls as well. This force's name is Frieza, Emperor of the Galaxy and Destroyer of the Saiyan race/planet. Also, Goku is still in the hospital recovering from his fight with Vegeta and set to reconvene with the Z Warriors on planet Namek later. Question is though, will they be able to survive until then? And honestly, you guys already probably know how the Frieza arc goes. I know it's been memed a lot how Goku and Frieza fought for 5 minutes in the actual anime, but it took about probably like 30 episodes for it to finish. But don't worry, that's actually going to be one of the pros I have to touch on later on in the pros and cons section. But honestly, Dragon Ball Z is not meant to have a deep meaning. It's not. So don't expect for me to be like, oh, the intricacies of the world building, the villains. Oh man, the villains have such a great motive to. No. It's Dragon Ball Z. Take it for what it is. And if it implements something bad, then we judge it on that. But Dragon Ball Z generally has a pretty basic story, and it's really easy for you to actually digest and get into at any part of Dragon Ball Z. So that is also another pro, but we're not in the pros and cons section. But I will say that this arc is kind of divided within 3 parts. It's the part where we actually get to Namek, then it's the part of actually, waiting for Goku to arrive, and then it's the part of Goku actually getting to Namek. So I'll divide that arc in 3 parts when it comes to the actual plot. But let's go ahead and talk about some of the characters. And as usual, we're going to have to list off some of the returning characters like Goku, Krillin, Gohan, Bulma, Vegeta, Piccolo, and King Kai. they're returning characters. So let's actually go ahead and talk about some of the new characters that was implemented into this arc. We have Zarbon and Dodoria, the left and right hand fighters on Frieza's side. The Ginyu Force, consisting of Captain Ginyu, Jace, Birder, Goldo, and Raccoon. This is a team of elite warriors who tend to Frieza's orders. We also have Frieza, the Emperor of the Universe and main antagonist of this arc. Frieza is the one person who seems undefeatable and even puts fear into Vegeta. This is my favorite villain of the whole Dragon Ball franchise. And we also have some Namekians like Dende, a young Namekian who was saved by Gohan and Krillin and joins the Z Warriors to help defeat Frieza by being their healer, and the Grand Elder Guru, the oldest surviving Namekian of the whole race. He is the guardian of this world, has much knowledge on Namekian past and history, and is the creator of the Dragon Balls, meaning that if he dies, the Dragon Balls go with him. He basically serves kind of like the Kami figure of this world right here. And I gotta say that with Dragon Ball Z, especially with all these newer characters that we got, it leads for a good amount of world building that could happen in Dragon Ball Super later on. So I will leave that little tidbit right there, but I will say this arc right here is probably the best world building arc in terms of Dragon Ball, because this is where we actually get to start meeting new characters outside of the characters that we got on Earth. So let me go ahead and talk about my pros and cons, because we got about 10 pros and there's no cons, because honestly I think this is the perfect shonen arc in my opinion. My first pro, and probably the pro for the rest of the series, honestly, is that the paneling is great. The action, the direction, the choreography, everything with the paneling is great. I have no complaints with the paneling. My second pro is that this arc feels way shorter than that original anime version, with it clocking in at 84 chapters. You guys probably will never understand, if you are younger than me or aren't from the 90s, that Dragon Ball Z coming out week to week in this arc and rewatching it, oh, it's probably like over 100 episodes. Oh, it was so gruesome to actually get through it. But the manga, oh my gosh, the pacing of the manga, and there's only 84 chapters. I ate that up within a week. I ate that up within a few days because it was just so entertaining. And even though I know the story, I know everything that happens in the Namek arc. I've seen it, played it in the game so many times, but it was still intriguing to really go through the story in the manga version of it. And obviously, I read it through the colored version of the manga, since that's what it's up to in North America. And oh, it was amazing. The third pro is that the storytelling is very tight. Everything has a purpose, and the lead up to the end is perfect. Fourth pro, the character designs. Outside of the Namekians, some of these characters really look great and unique. Let's just look at the whole Ginyu Force as an example. These are definitely all aliens from different sides of the universe that we actually inhabit in this world of Dragon Ball Z. And let's look at Frieza, Zarbon, Dodoria. We get all these different aliens, we get all these different designs. None of these characters look related, obviously, except for the Namekians, but we're on their home world, so they gotta look alike. Fifth pro, with a lot of these different alien slash characters, this opens up for a lot of opportunities for world building later on in the series, which we especially see in Dragon Ball Super. Sixth pro, Krillin and Gohan, they are in the forefront of this arc along with Vegeta, which create for a great way to tell the story and explore the new world we're on. We're obviously used to going through this story through Goku's eyes, and like I said, this arc and the last arc obviously are great breaths of fresh air, especially for a longer series like this, since Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z both were just Dragon Ball coming out in Japan. So to see the narrative kind of change through the eyes of like Gohan and Krillin, a character that we didn't really get too much time with in Dragon Ball, but to see him be a lot more useful in Dragon Ball Z, I really think Akira Toriyama's in his bag in this one. Next pro, and since we did speak a little bit about Vegeta, let's talk about it. He is the best he has ever been in this arc. From his ruthlessness, his purpose and fights, Vegeta is a standout character of this arc. I think Vegeta was he was really in his bag in this arc. Like, this man was catching bodies. This man was on his purpose. He was on his grind. And I think we had the best emotional moment, besides with Goku, from Vegeta. It was great, man. It was fantastic. Another pro is that Frieza's character is perfectly depicted, with him being menacing and scary at the same time. Now, don't let the look fool you that, you know, he's just in that little potty, he can't do nothing like he's Professor X. No. That boy Frieza is respected for a reason. His feet don't touch that ground for a reason, you get what I'm saying? Everybody fears Frieza for a reason. He got his henchmen doing his dirty work for a reason. He's Frieza. Ninth pro, the lead up slash foreshadow of the Super Saiyan is perfect, especially when this moment happens in the third arc of this arc, and it feels very rewarding. I always tell people that when it comes to transformations, no other series gets it better than Dragon Ball Z when it comes to the Super Saiyan. Just the build up towards the Super Saiyan throughout this whole arc, where it's, you know, hinted at here and there, and Vegeta thinking that he hit it, but then when Goku hits it, we know as a reader, and Vegeta and everyone else knows that That's the Super Saiyan. And we all know that Goku deserves it, especially with all the stuff we've been through with him all before this arc. So the Super Saiyan is the best transformation in all of Shonen. And my last pro has to be that the last battle, unlike battles before, is under a time limit of 5 minutes, making Goku look like he has no chance of surviving. Let's be real, when we was watching this when we was younger, ain't no way Goku was escaping this. 5 minutes, and then Frieza could actually survive in the vacuum of space while Goku couldn't? Either way, Planet Namek was gonna blow up, and Goku was gonna have to die somehow. Now, there's a BS reason of how he escaped, but we're not going to talk about that in this video. But in this review right here, in this arc, in this saga, oh my god, I just loved it, because no other villain that we had before, we had to fight on a time limit. So now the stakes are really up within an arc like this, because we already know that Goku died before, and we can't really use the Earth Dragon Balls to bring him back because he's already been revived once. So seeing him die again, would have been sad, but obviously he does succeed within leaving Namek in time, because we have the Cell and Majin Buu arc. And I do also want to add that the intensity of this 5-minute battle between Goku and Frieza, and this battle between literally raw strength, Akira Toriyama was in his bag in this arc. And you know, usually I'd give you the pros and the cons, but like I said earlier, I have no cons. I think that the Frieza Saga is the perfect arc. Like, I can't name a better arc. Now, don't be trying to tell me, oh, you know, I'm gonna get the Seinen arc where it has real character depictions and in-depth story. I don't know. No. What are you doing? No. Stop that. It's the perfect arc. What do you think is wrong with the Namek arc? And do not include the anime. Read the manga, and what do you think is wrong with the Namek arc? Exactly. You can't say nothing because there's nothing wrong. Obviously, you guys are probably going to fight me in the comments for that. You guys are going to fight me in the comments for my final verdict. Y'all going to fight me on whatever opinion I have on the series either way. But I don't care. And with that being said, let's go ahead and move on to the final verdict. As usual, no cons with this arc, because I believe this is when DBZ hits and finalizes its perfect arc. Overall, including this and the Saiyan arc together to create for the Frieza Saga makes this a great saga overall. I enjoy every aspect, and as a grown adult, watching and enjoying Shonen for most of my life, this is still the perfect Shonen arc / saga to me. With Frieza as such a dynamic villain, Vegeta's character progression from the last arc to the finale of this one, the great utilization of Krillin, and the growth of Gohan as a warrior, and the best fight to date in Shonen besides the Goku versus Vegeta fight, I'm gonna have to give this arc a 10 out of 10. Alright guys, but that's about it for my Dragon Ball Z review of the Frieza Saga / arc. You know, if I include the Frieza Saga, then it's all a 10 out of 10, but if I just use the Frieza arc, it's still a 10 out of 10. I'm sorry, I just love the Frieza Saga. I think it's the best Shonen arc, like I said earlier. But let me know what you guys think about the Frieza arc down in the comment section down below. Now, we are speaking specifically about the manga. Look, the anime has its problems. I agree with you on that, but the manga, it doesn't. It was made in like what, the 80s or the 90s? Akira Toriyama was in his bag in this one. I can't argue with him on that. But that's about it. Like I said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Like I said, thank you guys for watching. If you are new to the channel, you have not already, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, post notification bell, like the video, and I gotta give a huge shout out to my Patreon pledgers for going ahead and financially supporting the channel. Guys, I highly appreciate what you guys are doing for me, financially donating on Patreon. And I gotta give a huge shout out to the YouTube members for also financially donating on the YouTube side of things as well. Big shout out to Broke Boy Gang, people who are watching the videos, coming through, helping support your boy. I gotta say, I highly appreciate what you guys do for me. Like I said, thank you guys for watching. Dark Sage out. Peace.